everyone, it's Carissa and I have a Christmas card for you today, and I'm actually going to copy the idea from this and then add some stuff to it to make this card a little bit different. This is page 15 of the Holiday Mini Catalog, and I'll also be using the Tasteful Trim Biggs XL die for this card as well, and that's where I've cut these scallops from. And I just cut little strips of paper at 5.5 inches and cut them out in all three of these, but that die has some really cool shapes and things on it, and I'm really excited to use it with some felt projects and that sort of thing. So I have those. I also have a scalloped square here and a square that's been embossed with the Perfect Polka Dots folder. This is cut at 2.5, and then there is a die in the Stampin' Up! Catalog that cuts, it's brand new in the Holiday Mini, that cuts these scallop squares as well. So let's get started. I have a Riding Hood red, no, I'm sorry, just kidding. I have a cherry cobbler base here for my card, and then I have a mat that's cut just a 1/4 inch smaller, so it's 4 by 5 1/4, and that's out of Crumb Cake cardstock. I'm going to use the Heard from the Heart stamp set to stamp the Welcome Christmas into Your Heart sentiment on the bottom of that. And then this is just being stamped in Cherry Cobbler ink. So there's that along the bottom there. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get my stamping done. So I'm going to use Baja Breeze ink, and I have this ornament stamp, and it's from Tags Till Christmas. I'm going to stamp it on just a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I have my ornament punch here, and it coordinates perfectly with this. I'll just pop that out. And then I also have this decorative label punch is what I believe it's called, and I'm going to punch that out of Old Olive. So now I have all my pieces punched and ready to go, and I can start assembling this. Okay, so I have my pieces here, and there's a few things that I want to do. I'm going to do actually quite a bit of pen work on this card. This is the white gel pen that's in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I'm just going to add some white dots into the scallops of this square here. And then I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to add some white dots just kind of to these rounded areas, and also at the peak here. And you want to be careful when you use the white pen that you give it a little bit of time to dry, so be careful not to smudge it. And then what I'm going to do with this is I have a little piece of silver elastic cord here, and I'm just going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to make a little loop out of this piece. You don't need very much at all of the cord, so I'm just going to kind of lay it on here, put the ends on. Oops. And I can kind of pull that up and attach it to my ornament on the back side. And I may want to move it up just slightly. Okay, so there we have a little loop, and then attach this. I'm just going to take some dimensionals now and use it to adhere the ornament on. And I'm using edge scraps for this today. I just want to kind of line it up as centered as I can. All right, so there's that piece, and it's all assembled and ready to go on. But before I put it on my card, I'm going to work on this a little bit. Where did my stuff go? Okay. This is going to go on the front of my card as well, but it is actually cut a little large for the card, but I did that on purpose so that I could line up my scallops and have some wiggle room for those. So I'm going to take the Baja Breeze and I'm going to attach it onto the old olive scallop. And just like that. Then I'm going to take the cherry cobbler and do the same thing. So I'm making like a stack of these. I want to get the adhesive out of the middle part there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to adhere this onto the front of the card, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. Now the reason I did it like this is because then I can make sure that I have, you know, whatever part of the scallop that I want, so I can make my scallops kind of even on the edges. So I cut it a little bit bigger on purpose to do, in order to do that. I'm just going to try to make the scallops even on either side. And then I can use my cutting mat also to kind of make sure that it's straight across the top as well. Just have to make sure your paper's straight on the mat. Okay, so that's stuck down, and then I just turn it over, take my scissors, and trim that off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down to the base of my card. Okay, then I can bring in this piece, and that piece goes right there. And then my last step is just going to be to take my white gel pen again and just add some pen work to these scallops as well. And this is where you really have to be careful not to smudge them. And I chose to do this the very last so that I wouldn't be working, trying to adhere it down while the dots were still wet. Okay, and there is my card. This is actually one of my Stamp Club projects for this month, so I'm really excited to show it. But I just took a basic idea from the catalog. I did change the colors and I added some stuff to it to make it my own, and I have an adorable Christmas card ready to go for the season. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.